Hello and welcome back to the Cronecast with the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel I do astrological readings by the sign, by the month, love and money readings. I also do active magic, candle magic readings. I do Spirit Guide monthly live every last Friday of the month. I hope you're able to join me. But I also do pick a card readings, and that is what I have for you today. What signs will you see when you are finally in alignment with your highest self, with your truest purpose, with your life's purpose? What signs will you start seeing when you are in alignment? I have 4 piles for you in a pick a card presentation. There's going to be a pause here where you can concentrate, see which one calls out to you. I ask that you do not pick my piles by I always pick number 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't marry well with my particular reading style, so please stop, meditate, concentrate, see which one calls out to you. That is the pile that you're most meant to hear. You may be called to more than one pile. Let's see, what signs will you see when you are in alignment with yourself and finally ready to receive all divine blessings? Welcome back. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. Hey, the White Sage deck, that's my chair squeaking all over the place as I pull it up to my desk. White Sage deck is bringing you your tarot predictive spread. I choose a bunch of oracle cards beforehand. Funny story with yours. I'm going to reveal your enchanted art oracle, which is it's okay to say no. Part of the reason I chose these cards was to cover that. You will feel comfortable with saying no. You will be asked a great deal, you will be tested, but you will feel comfortable with setting your boundaries. So you will have multiple people asking you to do things that are outside of your comfort zone, and you will be tested about saying no. When you're able to say no easily, that is one of the signs that you are in alignment with your highest self, with your purpose, and that you will soon receive your divine blessings up to and including your divine partner. So the funny story with this is when I was shuffling, I do shuffle for all of these cards. I pulled them out. I was getting these for the markers. I did actually shuffle for them. This card came out and I actually just said, you know, I'm going to put it back. People are tired of hearing that message. Shuffled, 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 cut. Same card. So it's very, very clearly the card that you're meant to receive in this situation. It is okay to say no. And one of the signs that you're in alignment is being asked things that you then decline. Things that in the past you would have felt like you had an obligation to say yes. One of the signs of being in alignment with your highest self is being able to have appropriate and healthy boundaries. All right, Sunflower. Practice courage each day. You will overcome your fears. Again, one of the things about signs is that they're tests as well. It's not always hummingbirds and butterflies and synchronicities and things standing out to you or messages being received over and over again. Sometimes signs are tests. Testing if you have healed particular areas. Some small instances of anxiety may arise and you'll be able to talk them out of it. You are going to be brought tests around the things that you've been trying to heal, having to do with boundaries, having to do with anxiety. And then I have communication. Listen and speak with greater care. I like this because you will be responding, not reacting. One of the signs that you're in alignment is when it starts to feel less labored, setting boundaries, knowing your worth, protecting yourself. Your ability to communicate with others will come in easily. Whoa, Gaian awakening. Preparing relocation and ascension, you will connect easily. You will feel, hey, listen, one of the things that people don't talk to you about as you're like really firing on all pistons, as you're completely connected in alignment, is sometimes you'll feel a little dizzy. Sometimes you'll feel like a little lightheaded, particularly as you connect. That's a sign to ground, by the way. You will be able to almost like have a conversation with yourself where you feel like a separate person and you're discussing things almost with your higher self. That's completely normal, by the way. I have release control, surrendering. All of this is about your emotional healing because the need to control is about safety. The need to control is about being anxious and not believing that you can protect yourself adequately or that you can ward off kind of calamity or bad circumstances or upsets by like knowing where your person is or your children is or your friends are or your family are at every hour of the day. And that does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. You will just know where they are when things might go wrong. There is no way to keep us safe via control. There isn't, and you will be releasing that. And then I have, dear, take note of the messages and whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. This is the signs from nature. This is your chosen spirit animals and seeing it. And you have to have butterflies and hummingbirds and no, like one of my spirit animals is a crow. And I will see crows in like very like highlighted circumstances or almost as if they're trying to do things for me. When I do magic for people, they'll frequently report that they have an uptick in like seeing crows around their home. The crows are messengers between worlds and I do work with them. Whatever your signs are, if it's rabbits, then you will see rabbits all over the place, including in cartoon form, in illustration, in art, on TV. Whatever your signs from nature, you will start seeing them in areas that you're mainly not expecting. All right, I have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting one because it's success coming to you. And believe it or not, at first that's going to frighten the crap out of you. It really genuinely will. The it's okay to say no is part of that as well. As you do better, be careful. People are going to be coming in and do better. Does that mean a monetary increase? Yes, but potentially better connections as well. This is part of your awakening, part of the signs that you will see. Again, synchronicities from nature, your chosen spirit animals in locations that you're not necessarily expecting them. Like if you have a hummingbird feeder and you all see hummingbirds there, well, that's kind of a given. But if you are taking a walk and you look up into a tree and you see a tiny little thing, it catches your eye and suddenly you realize it's a perched hummingbird that then takes off, that's a sign. If you are out in public and you see somebody with a cartoon hummingbird on their shirt, that's a sign. It will start to invade areas that you're not expecting it. And then that release control, that is just something that you're going to have tests. You're going to have tests around your emotional healing. You're going to be asked to be courageous in multiple situations. And you will find that you have truth for other people as well. They will be asking your advice. One of the things is you will come from a period of not sleeping particularly well. Let's get your tarot spread before I go into all of that. You'll come from a period of not sleeping particularly well or sleeping too much, too soundly, like you don't remember your dreams, to like feeling like it's almost like you're entering another world at night. Like you will have a very rich experience with things being revealed to you in dreams as well. More realms will open to you. Let's get going. 1, and we're going to go on 3, 2, and 3 was number 1 need to know what signs will they see when they're finally in alignment with themselves. And why is being in alignment so important? It's because that's when all that is truly meant for you comes to you. When you have the greatest state of peace with your state of being, when you have resolved the issues that you can within this lifetime, and you can be the best version of yourself connected to both the collective and then to your very particular and individual personality, which is very, very important. You are who you are for a reason. I'm always saying that. Strength in reverse. With the 6 of Cups in the upright. Oh, it's your divine pairing. Okay, the 6 of Cups is my favorite soulmate because it's about past life relationships. The Magician, okay. With the 9 of Swords in reverse, that is releasing fears. That is releasing fears. You've been doing a lot of work around trying to trust. It's been very hard for you. 9 of Wands in the upright is boundaries. This is a download code and an ascension code. 1 in reverse, 1 in the upright. 9s are about individual power. They are about being able to spend time by yourself. They are also about personal power, strength within. I have the 9 of Cups in reverse. You literally just got 999. Okay, that's your ascension code. That was the thing that you were really trying to work on, how to be truly independent. And you had a problem with that. I wonder if you're one of my people who had to recover from codependency, which is absolutely normal. 4 of Swords in the upright. Oh, it will be a much more active time as well. Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, I want to talk to you about that in a moment. Three of Swords in reverse, it's a healing energy. With the Justice card in reverse, it's divine timing. That is the start of your, I want to say the last cycle within this particular incarnation. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're like 18 years old, it is unlikely you will come into a highest alignment with yourself until a different stage in your life, because we're all a work in progress. This has nothing to do with being reductive about your age. Lessons come to us over the course of time, but you will be gradually, like, it's almost like you're being adjusted towards alignment. So some of this will apply to you, but it is not your final incarnation in your alignment. It is starting to guide you. You're at the beginning of a journey, not the end. And some people are going to be at the beginning, some are going to be in the middle, and some people will be entering the final phases of their development, their evolvement, and their ascension within this lifetime. And at what age does that usually happen? Usually somewhere around 40 and after. All right, I have the Hierophant in the upright. Oh, that is faith and process, societal structures, education, can be counseling as well. The Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, new perspectives as well. Oh my goodness, 10 of Pentacles in the upright with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Your money woes are entirely over at this particular point. As this starts coming into being, you will no longer worry about money. Now, does that mean that money's going to shower from the sky and fill up your bank account? Sort of. But what it actually really means is that you will have abundance. You will always have more than you need. You will have enough to be generous. You will have enough to give to others. You will, but you won't worry about it any longer because you will have achieved faith and trust. Divine timing is bringing you a great deal more. With the 6 of Swords in reverse, a lot of action. 10 of Wands in reverse, less stress, Judgment in reverse. That is the beginning of your final karmic cycle within this lifetime. So the signs that you want to look for are that, like, you're going to, like, your fear around security, it's less and less prevalent. It's not even so much that you're receiving a ton of money. It is that you worry less and less and less and less about it. Like, you look and you're like, yeah, no, I have enough. And you just start to have, and it's more than enough. You have true abundance. That Magician's card, you have everything. Like, everything you want is coming to you. You will see evidence of manifestation with that Magician's card as well. Can I get a couple more energy cards? Okay, I guess I can. I have the Sun, start of new cycles, with door to value, dear Lord, attachment, and the world. Okay. Here's the thing. A start of a new, like, there will be a new project that comes to you that requires you to really be decisive, to trust in yourself. It does have to do with making money. It could be through what you work in already. I do think it is like you need to be the lead factor in this. It is going to bring you abundance like crazy, but this attachment in the world, this is telling you that one of the things you want to remember when you're in alignment with your highest self is that gain is not just for you. It is to help the greater whole. It is to help those you love and care about. Always take care of your needs first. But remember, when you have excess, share, be generous, be kind. Don't let people take advantage of you because you did have that. It's okay to say no. There's a big difference between, hey, I can't meet my rent, can you loan me some money, to somebody that you know is blowing it all the time, and somebody that you know who is struggling all of the time. It's just the deck got stacked against them a little bit. And remember, when you give money, give it. Like, if it comes back to you, that is freaking marvelous. But one of the things that will aid your abundance is your ability to find the ways in which you can view yourself as part of a greater whole as well. Okay, so that's awesome. What else are we looking at here? Ugh. Dear Lord. Peaks of joy and rescue after a time of, some of this is effortless. One of the things you're going to, remember I talked to you at the very beginning of the reading about how your dream world's going to be different? How you're going to wake up almost feeling like that's that ascension energy. Almost feeling like you've been in a different place, in a different world. Overwhelm and plenty. You will have a tremendous amount coming to you. You're going to be waking up glad to do so, and you didn't for a while. Remember, one of the things, it's hard, that whole long dark night of the soul, is it real? Is it as intense for everybody? It's not as intense for everybody. It's not. For some people, it's kind of like, oh, that was a blip. Not everybody is resolving the same amount of pain and trauma. Not everybody's journey will be as difficult as others. And that is not to say that you have been uniquely afflicted. If you've been given a more difficult journey, you had more to do and you had more power available to you. So please remember that we are challenged at the level of when we're told, hey, God will never give you more than you can handle. And people are like, hey, can I be considered weaker because this is a lot? It has nothing to do with because you can endure it. It's because within you have the strength, you have the power, you have the will. That's the magician card as well. One of the things about learning to say no is that when you have that much power, you need to know how to wield it wisely and appropriately 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, let's see what the fortune reading card is. Thorns. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring a new and positive future. Hey, remember I said you're going to be tested? Thorns. Thorns. Testing is not like, it's not going to be traumatic, but it is almost going to be like something's poking at you, like with those thorns, poke, 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 to make sure that you can say no appropriately, that you can guard your energy appropriately. You've always been a very, very powerful person. You had a really bad tendency for most of your life to like not consider yourself first. Here's what I think happened. When you were like a kid, somebody like just pounded it into your head that you needed to be very considerate of others, to like the exclusion of yourself. Like anything that you did for yourself was pure selfishness. You were not taught to value yourself at all. You're learning to strike a better balance, but for a very long time, almost as soon as you got something, you were trying to give it away. Oh my Lord, you've got the power. Use your abilities to resolve this situation, you can do it. Hey, group number 1, this is kind of an awesome message as far as I'm concerned. What will you be seeing when you are coming into alignment? You will be tested. You will be called upon to say no appropriately. You will feel secure in doing so. Your dream world will be coming into expansion, and you will feel almost as if you're like taking meetings in your sleep, for lack of a better term. Will it be that literal? Will you have these sometimes, but mostly not? You'll be waking up refreshed. You will be waking up happy. There's a lot of gain coming to you. You will have people who like, I don't want to say it's predatory, it's not. But you're going to feel like you have an obligation towards others. And sometimes you will feel moved to be so, and sometimes you won't. That's that communication and that courage card as well. Surrendering to the journey. The other part to remember is that you come into a place of trust with the divine. And you've been struggling with that. You've been struggling with that. You're like, oh my goodness, you're a wee bit of a, like, not to be gendered, it could be a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout, but you play by the rules and you believe in like good citizenship and compassion and decency and kindness. And you always have, and for a while, it felt like you were, like the universe was juicing you or something. They just wrung every little bit of energy out of you. A new cycle begins, much comes to you. You are participating in helping the world better. Sometimes that will make the world better. Sometimes it's going to be very literal, like you're going to be a cause person. And you are going to actually have enough. There is so much abundance here. You're going to have enough. That's this overwhelm and plenty. This is overflow. You will have more than enough. You will have so much that it will, in times of old, it might have caused you some concern. It might have caused you to feel like, okay, I have to, but it is okay to say no. Release control. Remember, you're just going to see signs from nature in places that you're not expecting it. And in places that you're expecting it, you're going to be very drawn to things. Your signs are particular to you. You have achieved that 999 energy, which is, you can go ahead and look that up as an angel number or a code if you wish. It is all about your awakening. It is all about coming into alignment with your true self, with your true power, with your true individuality, so that you can be part of the collective and not be entirely absorbed. Listen, I have never believed that we are meant to transcend this experience. I think we are meant to kind of come into alignment with our highest self and then work within this 3D world to make it better so that all can come into transcendent and ascending energy. We're here to help a very problematic life form evolve and to bring things back into a lighter balance. So, when's this starting? I think it started already. I do. I think it started already. This Nine of Cups in reverse is not disappointment. There's action around wish fulfillment. Like, as much as you like a big flash and a bang and there's everything you ever asked for, instead you're getting more and more evidence, like, of a feeling of certainty, a feeling of rightness within as well. You no longer doubt that the increase will continue. So, group number one, what happens when you're in alignment with your highest self? If you are not with the person that you truly love yet, your divine partner can find you if that is what you desire. You will feel a connection to source. You will feel a connection to spirit, to God, to the divine. Whatever your preferred terminology, there is no wrong terminology. Genuinely, there isn't. Your beliefs will always be right for you. You will still be challenged, but it won't discombobulate you any longer. You will not have as many self-questions. You will notice that as things come to you and you are challenged in those ways about people basically trying to take a piece of you, as you have to say no on kind of a regular basis, you will be glad that it took as long as it did, because you will recognize that you are not quite ready in the past and you will know that you are now. Okay, group number one, that was your reading. Hey, if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. And please don't forget to subscribe, to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help my channel. Take care, be well. I will see you next time. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, then this is your reading. What signs will you receive that you are in alignment with your highest self? Loved group number 1's reading. Had a fun story with their oracle cards. You're a little bit more straightforward, but we're going to, I had a returning card on something. I tried to reject a card. It came back on pile number 1, but let's get going for pile number 2. The manga deck is going to be bringing you a predictive spread. Let's see what your oracle cards are saying to you. First is your enchanted art. It's okay to have a voice and speak your truth. Oh, my word. Okay. All right. Well, one of the things that will be coming into alignment for you is your ability to trust in your own process, your own ability to trust in your own voice, to, like, you don't need consensus any longer to act. You do not need a supporting voice. You will be following your own guidance. And you will be, like, guided by your spirit team as well. But, like, you like to bounce things off of other people sometimes to watch their reactions, and it won't happen as much any longer. I have lavender. Take time to cleanse and remove negativity. You will not struggle with your moods in the way that you do right now. Sometimes, like, you go up, you go down, you go sideways sometimes. One of the things that you will notice is that, like, the mood that you wake up in is more likely to stay with you throughout the course of the day. You are less likely to get caught in ruminating. Instead, you're much more in the here and the now. I have temperance. Find balance and be centered, dear Lord. That's almost exactly what I just said. You will have more patience. You will also, like, your moderation is something that you struggle with in almost anything. Like, you don't have, like, true addiction problems, but, like, you can be a little compulsive around something. It's a trauma injury. It's a trauma response. Moderation will come more easily to you. Life will have less effort in it and more flow. Find balance and be centered. Make sure you're grounding a lot as well. Just make sure you're grounding a lot as well. One of the signs that you will see is that you will notice the impact of it. Yes, that's what it is. Every time that you do alignment videos, every time that you do root chakra work, or you do third eye work, or you do meditation to try and receive something, you're going to see the impact. You're going to feel the impact. You're going to notice a difference. You're going to feel more balanced. Your moods are not like, you've wondered if like maybe you're bipolar at different points because it's been that hard for you to like react to your circumstances. The past almost mugs you sometimes. You're not bipolar. You never have been. You were trying to heal trauma. Isolation, loneliness, reconnection, home. You will no longer view spending time by yourself as lonely. And by the way, this is the other thing that will be ending, is that if you've been feeling like you're out in the wilderness by yourself, is going away. You'll crave alone time again, and you used to, and you've been so alone for so long that it's kind of like, I just don't. You're starting to wonder if you wished the wrong thing into existence. You didn't. All right, we have view from above, get the big picture. Your perspective on things is, you're going to be so much less reactionary. Like calmness like washes over you in the face of challenge. That's the other thing that you'll notice. The signs are that like something upsetting will happen, and you used to have to like really kind of gird your loins and talk yourself into, it'll be okay, you can do this, breathe deep. I'm not making fun of you because I had to do this like you can't believe for years, and it did take root, and it does become effortless, and that is one of the signs that you'll have to remind yourself, because you are coming from a place of having needed to repair something. Most people are, but it will not be a strain any longer. Like if there's something a little daunting coming up, you're like, I can figure out how to handle it. You'll have more faith in you. I have wolf. Listen to your inner wisdom and enjoy the gift of freedom. You are not going to view, if you are not single, by the way, this is very unlikely to be your pile. You are not going to view being single as a punishment. And by the way, that's exactly when your person comes to you. So remember that part. When you love your single life because you have freedom, you can do whatever you want. When you really have questions about like, who would I give this up for? They'd have to be pretty special. That's when the special person enters. I have skywriting, the fates. Oh my, I love that. The fates are when you're in alignment, everything that is fated for you is coming to you. You will feel fateful occurrences. Like there are going to be like, wow, that was, if I hadn't been there at this time, I would have missed that. Like you're going to notice that, these synchronicities, the serendipitous event where like maybe you go to a different grocery store and you turn around in the bread aisle and like there's somebody you haven't seen there for 15 years, and I'm not kidding. Like, and that person is just your ability to connect. It's almost like you will feel like a magnet. You will know that everything that is meant for you is coming to you. You don't have to chase anything. That the universe has your back, and all of your view of everything that you've been through, that view from above is going to change so radically. I swear, all the crap that you went through, you're going to be like, I can see how that helped. And like there is somebody right now hearing that who's like, oh no, you are so wrong, lady. It takes a while, but you will get there. We're going to try and get timing on like when all this is coming to be. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 3 times. What have we got for group number 2? What signs will they see when they are truly in alignment with their highest self? What signs? And everybody knows that when you're in alignment with your highest self, everything comes to you. If not, is life meant to be effortless? No. We're supposed to have a really balanced life. We make effort in some areas, we relax in others, we have joy in other areas, and we're challenged in others. We're meant to live a balanced existence. An idyllic life would actually get boring and we'd be discontented with it. So remember that part. Being happy will not be uninterrupted by difficulty or strain, but you'll get through it and you'll be so proud of yourself. Here we go, the Tower in reverse. That is that whatever it is that you lost that had you feeling so lonely, you will be like, you're going to view it as having the keys to your own kingdom instead of having had everything taken away. With the Hierophant in the upright, that is the card sometimes for Tauruses, but it is also the card of structure and universities and governmental structures, and it's societal supports. Basically, you are starting all over again. Your relationship to belief is going to be reinvigorated almost to the point of having been reborn. I have the Hanged Man in reverse, taking a new perspective on exactly that. With Judgment in the upright, you are up to your butt in Major Arcana, group number 2. This is imminent. They are going to give me very few details on it. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, a process coming to an end. That's in the crowning situation as you move into the Four of Wands. That is often a new home, it's celebrations, it's often a committed relationship as well. With the World in the upright, complete cycles, starting over again. You've completed one cycle of your life, you're starting over again. 9 of Wands, no barriers. You're just going to feel lighter. I think you've had a ton of loss with that Tower in reverse. And for a while, it just felt like being mugged. And everything was taken away. And it's like, when does it stop? Do I end up living in a freaking cardboard box underneath an underpass? Is that what I have to worry about? No. Everything that was in your life that had a connotation to it that was belittling or reductive or limiting to you is what left your life. Everything that remains is your kingdom. With Death card in the upright, that is the card for closure, for starting over. It can be Scorpios, that's in the hopes and fears. With the 9 of Cups in the upright, manifestation, wishes coming true. Oh, receiving everything, bounty. Queen of Wands in reverse, with very little effort involved. 8 of Pentacles in reverse, I'm not kidding. Okay, King of Pentacles in the upright, with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. The 7 of Swords in the upright, that's not terrible. This is a treading carefully type of energy, the lone wolf type of energy. Your security, you will be the person providing for it. You will need to watch out for people who try to take advantage of you. Your reputation in the past is something of a soft touch, and people know that, and be careful. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, with the King of Cups in reverse. In fact, there may be somebody from your past who will be watching fairly carefully as you receive more and more. And it's all that time that you thought nothing was happening, you were building up something. You were building up something. All right, what are the signs that you need to look for in an exterior fashion? You're going to notice that several things that you thought might happen will. And it won't give you great joy because not all of them are great, but it will give you greater confidence with your ability to trust that you are truly connected. You're going to view the idea of being single as being free. Your person's so close that they're practically already there. But your relationship to how you think of that is entirely different. It's entirely different. You don't, and you know it now. If you think of, and I think you might have somebody in mind, because if it's not, then it's you used to spend a lot of time thinking, I want this human being, I want a person. It's okay to have a voice and speak your truth, and you would always sublimate your desires to your partners. Your happiest when somebody else's happiness reflected onto you, and then you felt like you had caused it and you felt good about yourself. Now you are going to view your being single as something that you're not certain you want to give up. You're going to view it as independence and strength. I have appreciation, I'm telling you. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. Hostilities, be careful with that one. And then the 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel with Journey. The hostilities card is sometimes a resurgence of anger. What you will know is the healing of all that pain, all of that heartbreak. With that Tower in reverse energy, I swear it just feels like something took absolutely effing everything away from you. And you've struggled with depression, you've struggled with anger, you've struggled with hopelessness, you've struggled with, I've got the right energy for now, but then nothing budged with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It has been It's been a long journey, but you've arrived there. And that's what you will really notice, is that things that have been going on for about the last couple of years, it's not as much of a fight any longer. Like, you rise to the level of expectation without even thinking about it being rising to anything. You have a much better perspective on things. You will not lose your temper any longer. And you had a problem with that. And you can be incredibly hard on yourself. That's that Queen of Wands energy in reverse. You can be incredibly hard on yourself for that. And in some ways, okay, like, listen, it's good to be vigilant. It's good to know your flaws. It's good to know what you're working on. But don't blame yourself as much as you do. You were on a path to release some pain. What you have is the energy of somebody who was hurt intentionally, which is abuse. And so you had to overcome how much anger you repressed at it. You will no longer, like, things that used to irritate you, like sometimes waiting too long. Like, you were very impatient. That Temperance card is patience. It will not be a struggle any longer. You will give yourself, when you stumble, and sometimes you still will. Sometimes you still will. When you stumble, when you find yourself having a disproportionate response, you will recognize it and just, like, kind of effortlessly be like, okay, let's dial this back. You will just take time to cleanse and remove negativity. It's not that you will ever change entirely. It's just that you almost will, that view from above, it's the compassionate observer thing. That's one of your signs, is you will notice, I don't like the way I'm reacting here. I don't like it. And so without it, like, because what used to happen is, like, you'd blow up and there'd be a crater in the earth. And afterwards you'd be like, how is this ever going to get easier? And instead of, like, blowing things up and then, like, having to talk yourself through things and, like, self-care to the extreme, you will notice the smolder before there is anything that catches fire, and you will just quietly tap it out. You'll have your fire will still be there, but you will be in control of it. And there we go. I kind of figured. Love surrounds all your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. One of the signs that you will see is that people will be expressing interest in you again in a way that you can perceive. And for a while, you were feeling like the land that time forgot in that area. Your people are going to be trying to flirt with you. People are going to be trying to flirt with you a lot more than you were used to. You were very shut down when you were in so much pain. Can I get some more cards? What's coming up? What's coming up? What's coming up here, please? What are the signs? What are the synchronicities? What are they looking for to show that they're in alignment with their highest self? 1 and 2 and 3. Here's the thing. With that 9 of Cups energy and that love energy, I think you're hearing from a person who means a lot to you. And could it be a new encounter? 100%. Is it likely somebody returning? Well, with that 4 of Wands energy, which is my twin flame energy, maybe not. We have coming apart with cleaning house. Yeah, I love it. Heal the ouch. I want one more. Ride the wave. Okay. You will settle into the flow of your life. You will accept things as they come and go. That coming apart, that is just everything that was taken away from you. The cleaning house for the heal the ouch. You will take that perspective now. You will no longer think in terms of loss. You will think in terms of freedom. Your ability to practice self-love, caring love, the ability to see yourself with loving eyes, that's far more, like, you like yourself. Like, you kind of, like, you can crack up at some of the things that it's like, wow, you're a funny little person sometimes. The signs that you will notice is that you are still you, but if you think of yourself 3 years ago and yourself right now, you will notice all of the ways in which it was always happening just a tiny little bit at a time. You will notice how different you are. relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. Your next relationship is nothing like your previous relationships. And oh my goodness, is that ever a good thing? Group number 2. People are going to be flirting with you. You are going to be able to control your emotions a great deal more easily than you have in the past. One of the signs that you're going to have to, that you'll know that you're in alignment, is that you will, instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, why do I have to be single? Why am I so alone? This lone wolf energy as well, is you're going to view it as being powerful. I don't have to check with anybody. I can just make my plans. Here's the thing. This is abundance and receiving. Something like there's no longer a strain in that area of your life. And you just very easily, you trust God or the divine or spirit again. And for a while, you just did not know what the heck was happening to you or what you had done. And because of the person that you are, Temperance, by the way, is that moderate ability to modulate your own feelings. Your self-understanding is going to be you're very forgiving of yourself and you never were before. It's okay to have a voice and to speak your truth. You'll be able to stand up for your needs. Taking a greater perspective is going to be so easy for you going forward. This is a really, really, really good pile. And then that's one of the signs, is that people start flirting with you again. And they hadn't been, to the extent that you were I think you thought you had just been shelved. That, no one will ever notice me again. I am just an invisible wallflower person. That is not what happened at all. You should have been noticing things recently where it's people are trying to make more claims on me again. You handle it well. You don't take it as an indication of your worth. Oh my gosh, that's why. Holy moly. All right. Opportunities unfurl like the fern even without the warm sunlight. Okay, lots of opportunities for connection. Here's why you felt like maybe you were dead and didn't realize it in terms of relationships and opportunities to have human beings. You took too much of your self-worth from somebody else desiring you, somebody else wanting you. And so for a while you were cut off from it entirely. And it really, really, really discombobulated you because you've only ever been as single as you felt like, man. Here's the thing, that is still the truth. At any point you really could have attracted somebody. It's just somebody who would have not matched the energy you were trying to get to. Group number 2, things are much more effortless. You trust yourself. You trust your judgment. You're receiving and receiving and receiving, but your worries are they're appropriate to the situation. You believe again, and you keep noticing that people are starting to express an interest in you personally. And that is one of the signs that your true pairing is coming to you and real love is coming to you. But the biggest sign of all is that your belief about what it means to be paired up is entirely different. And if you ask yourself right now, if that's not the case, it will be. I don't have timing on this. It's going to be individual to everybody. But if you're asking yourself that right now, do I really want a partner? And you're yeah, I think, maybe. My life's actually pretty good. And after all, it was the breakup of a partnership that did this to me, at least in part. Maybe they're not my real answer. And you're going to make somebody earn being in your life in a way that you never, ever, ever had before. And it's not that you're going to be punishing. It's just that you love you now. And that's one of the signs that's already happening. If people are already flirting with you again and you're not oh, thank God, attention. If none of that is happening, then it's not quite time yet. It will be soon if you lean in on learning that lesson. No one can ever complete you. I love having the power in my own life. It means I will never allow somebody to remain in my life unless they truly deserve to be there. That is your biggest sign, group number 2. Yours, this was mostly, and with number 2, is it very, very likely? Of course, it's very likely to be about relationships, 2 being the number that has to do with relationships. Here's the thing, group number 2, it's time for your human. It's time for your human. Don't be surprised. One of the signs that you're in alignment to yourself is that it just doesn't mean what you thought it was going to. It'll be so much better than you ever, 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 ever dreamed. Because you won't be looking at it to fill up the cracks inside of your soul any longer. You will be looking for it to add to the love that you already feel for yourself, and you will truly ask yourself, does this person really deserve me? So that was a fun one, group number 2. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. If this is a little bit of a foreign language to you right now, keep leaning in on curing yourself of codependence. It is never, ever, ever an insult. Know that you are wonderful and mighty and lovable, and that the person who really desires you and wants to be in your life will treat you exactly that way. Like they cannot believe that you are the gift that they were allowed to receive. Group number 2, I'll see you next time. Take care and be well. Hello and welcome back to the Chromecast of the Rising Moon. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It really does help my channel. If you hit that post bell notification, you will know every time I post a video. And if you like the reading, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. But let us get going. Pile number 3. What signs that you are in alignment with your highest self and therefore ready to begin a purposeful journey and to receive all that is meant for you? What signs are coming to you, and what will you see to kind of indicate that you're there? I have, the first one is, it's okay to do the thing you've been wanting to do. You will give yourself permission to prioritize yourself without it being a big strain. You will know that the dreams that you've had that have been part of you for a long time are meant to be there, and that you are not, like, this is not pie in the sky type of stuff, that it remains within you because it is something you're supposed to go forward, and only you will judge that success. You will not be looking at it for the societal trappings of success. Just doing what you love will be a form of success to you. It has nothing to do with saying, oh, and you won't receive any money from it. It's just the way you view success will be about your personal joy. Resignation, say goodbye to what you no longer need. You are releasing things still. You are releasing things still. You're letting go of past memories as being better than the reality you inhabit now. You've had a little bit of problem with that. Like you've had trouble with struggling with the past seeming better, and like the future looks like this pale thing in comparison. And instead, you're going to be looking forward going, there's this possibility and that possibility, and everything that I can do is amazing, and bright vistas are ahead of me. The best really can be yet to come. I can be happier versus always looking at my happy memories. Daphne, what pleases us most shapes us. Hey, doing what you want. Finding that thing that just lights you up, no matter whether or not it's practical, find what makes you spark. And that is your answer. It is okay to do what you've been wanting to do. And prioritizing who you are, knowing that you are who you are, even with your flaws. We all have flaws. We're meant to be working on ourselves throughout our lives. Here we go. What pleases us most shapes us. It really is. Everything that you're good at is purposeful. Heart portal, receptivity, generosity, and mistrusting. Okay, you are going to struggle with trust because you have the thing that you're releasing from the past, the resignation, is that you always felt like you were on slightly thin ice in most of the relationships that you had. Like there was always this feeling that if you did not conform to the expectations of the people around you, that you would be like barred from your own land. And instead, you're going to start thinking of yourself as being the gatekeeper for yourself. meaning some people get to stay, some people get to go. But you no longer fear loss. Instead, you think of it as renewal. You are receptive to new things once again. You will no longer fear change. Your relationship to change will change radically. Through gratitude, joy expands. The very things that caused you difficulties, the things that did not work out, you will be grateful for the set of circumstances that put you on a new path as you can see it expanding. Your view of the future will be, it's very limited right now. It will expand into anything is possible. The greatest love of my life could be around the next corner. I do not need to judge my future as being lesser than my past. The bulk will shift in the other direction. You will look forward to what can come to you that is new and wonderful and expansive. B, hard work is rewarded with responsibility and a sweetness that is shared. Hey, you have a profession coming up that is calling out to you and you've resisted it in the past. Go towards it. When you start believing in, and you had the dream when you were younger, you had the dream when you were young, you thought that was really what you would be, but like you weren't ready when you were younger. You still were carrying a lot of baggage and pain from past difficulties. You're ready now. Stop thinking the best of life is over. It's not. And that is the thing that will change. You will start viewing every single moment of your life as vital. I have empty well, time to replenish. Okay. You're going to discover that the things that you're passionate about are the very things that recharge you. And because you tried to take an innate talent in a direction that it wasn't the time, it was going to keep you in a time and a place that was not right for you, the success that you really, you're good at something. You know you're good at something. Let's get going. Pile number 3, what signs are we going to see that you are in alignment with your highest self? What happens when you're in your alignment with your highest self? Everything that is meant for you comes to you. You are accepting, you are trusting, and not of other people necessarily, but of the process. And sometimes it's appropriate to trust other people, but you will be less likely to trust. You used to trust what other people told you about you, and you don't any longer. You trust yourself first. That's the biggest sign. You will trust your own inner voice over that of the exterior world. Let's get going 3 times. What's coming up for pile number 3? What's going to show them that they are in alignment with their highest self? And at that point, purpose, joy, receptivity comes to you. Justice, that is the divine timing card. It is also the card for Libras. It can be the card for legal matters as well. But it is fair, it is equitable, it is often an equitable division. I have the 7 of Wands. That guy would have been in reverse, which is knowing when to pick your battles, knowing what to walk away from sometimes. I have the Ace of Wands in the upright, a new creative endeavor. A new creative endeavor. You gave up on something. You didn't see a way for it to work. Your creativity is going to spark again. Yeah. 2 Cups in reverse is leaving behind relationships that no longer serve you. I did get that feeling from your other draws. 5 of Wands in reverse that's peace and serenity. It's also the end of a struggle. You've got multiple cards of it is potentially true that you will stop struggling to hold on to a relationship because you've known it. I did that, by the way. I would not notice that it's wow, this is like a coma patient that is being kept alive on a ventilator in terms of a relationship. And I wouldn't let it go because it was the only thing I ever associated with safety and security. And it was the very thing that was making me insanely unsafe. Insanely. And I do see that now. But the process of letting go of it was very difficult for me, and it was very difficult for me to decide to do so, and it was disruptive. Yours is going to be much more peaceful. You're going to recognize that which does not work and release it. I have the 7 of Pentacles in the upright. This is a starting over energy. This is the allowing yourself the time it takes to follow a process to let it see fruition. With the Lovers in the upright is choices. It's self-integration. You will be prioritizing you. You will be saying, I'm not going to put the weight of my life onto this relationship. That is one of the signs that you're in alignment, is that you're going to view your life as your life, not your life as something that you share with another person, and it's not as valuable if that other person isn't there. Yep, Fool in Reverse, starting over again, older, wiser. Love these cards. They show up on camera a little bit funkily, but like I dig them anyway. King of Pentacles in reverse is depression. In the hopes and fears, you have struggled with depressive thoughts most of your life. Most people don't know either. You mask it really, really well. With the High Priest in the upright, like I said, you hide things. This is mystery and enigma and magical forces at work and intuition and power. It's part of the feminine divine. It's the goddess of the moon as well. I have the Death card in reverse, another starting over again, Phoenix from the Ashes type of energy. Love that Death card, by the way. I have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in the upright is working hard on something towards mastery. What you are going towards is like a labor of love. There's not much you need to learn about it, but you need to tweak and adjust it. With the Eight of Wands in reverse as well, I have the Ace of Cups in the upright, and I have the Shadow side in reverse. Very interesting. This is one of those cards that is particular to this deck. The Shadow side is healing formative wounds, healing inner child damage, allowing yourself to be kind to yourself at every turn. You will stop being hypercritical of you. You will be supportive of you. This Eight of Wands in reverse, though, listen, something's coming to an end. It is one of the signs that you're being brought into alignment with your higher self. And what happens after that? Your greatest gifts bring you joy, much to celebrate. It is a slow process. It is only just beginning, it looks like. You will have a regeneration along with your resignation. With the Tower in the upright, that is divine intervention. Listen, the premise behind the Tower is anything built on a faulty foundation must fall. It comes as a shock out of nowhere. You weren't expecting it. Suddenly, a lightning strike moment and the tower falls, and it has to. Sometimes when we won't let go of something that doesn't serve us, the universe says, we're sorry, we've got to blow it up. We know you're standing on that bridge, but you've been asked and asked to examine whether or not you belong on it. And instead you say, I just want this bridge. It's the only bridge I've ever had. It's the only bridge I can trust. This bridge is my everything. And the divine says, no, only you are your everything. Boom. It is a challenge. It is a challenge. The very challenges that you are facing, those are the signs that you are coming into alignment with your highest self. And when you're in alignment with your highest self, everything comes to you. Listen, for whatever reason, this is the end of a relationship. Ten of Cups in reverse with the Two of Swords in the upright. You've been in denial about it for a little bit. Your denial will fall. You will accept that it's time to expand beyond the perimeters of you liked defining yourself as half of a whole. You did. I did too, by the way. This is not an insult on any level. Heart portal. I don't have true heartbreak here, but I have a struggle with concealing your emotions from others. I think it was never safe for you to show negative emotions, and you learned how to repress them so much that sometimes you have struggled to recognize them in yourself. You don't even allow yourself to feel. And that's the thing that is also showing that you're in alignment with yourself, is that you no longer try, like, you know it's hurting you. That's another thing is that you're going to prioritize the idea that you have so much importance in your life that you deserve safety and security. Grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. You will become grateful for all of the screwed up things that brought about this Tower moment. Listen, I am really sorry, but it does look like the end of a relationship and a new beginning that is very, very, I like it. Here's action that's moving swiftly. The Magician in the Mirror. The Goddess in the Moon, that's intuition. You have that in two places. First chakra, Archangel Michael, which is security and community as well. Your friendships will become more robust again. You will discover that you put all of your eggs into one relationship basket, and now you're starting to wonder, is it time to just put the basket down? And is there another basket? There is. You're taking action around, it looks like magical gifts, intuition, joining with a community that maybe you haven't yet. And then it's okay to do the thing you've been wanting to do. There's a part of you that always wanted to be special, that always maybe even wanted to be famous. And after a while, you started thinking of that as being immature. Your idea around your gifts is not going to be to receive the validation of others, which is where you used to think that's how you used to value what you can do. And you can do quite a bit. You can do quite a bit. You have magical gifts as well. Let's go. What else? Let's get a fortune reading card for group number 3. What signs are they going to see that they are coming into alignment with their highest self and we receive everything we're meant to when we are truly in alignment with our highest self? I have angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. You really will feel like, was that like a divine intervention? Because that's the Tower as well. You will feel like circumstances, people, things are aligning. Even though there's this Tower energy around a relationship, what you're going to feel is very protected and guided. You're going to start questioning what's real in this world in a way that you haven't in a super long time. You thought you had your answers there. You're fanciful, but you're not faithful. And there's something's already happened. That's the thing. That's the sign. That's the sign. It almost feels like you can feel the divine stirring in your life in a way that you never have before. You always thought it was kind of sweet when people had faith, but that they were believing in a fairy tale. And 3 things have already happened that made you realize, maybe fairy tales are real. And so's the divine. Yep. Healing, healed, healer, healing energy surrounds you in this situation. 'Tis time for you to heal. Okay, so group number 3. What's going to happen for you when you come into alignment with your highest self? You may be being asked to accept that a relationship needs to end. It is something that has been blocking your ability to connect. You actually have your own intuition. Your intuition will start guiding you more. You have been in denial about, I do think it is 3 things that happened that are trying to show you that the divine is at work in your life. And because your relationship to the divine has only ever been through the, I want to say the storytelling way of organized religion, you think of God as being the God of the Bible instead of a divine power, spirit, source, something that speaks to human vessels through these messages that then form an organized religion, which is not the same thing as religions being right. It's rather that people who were divinely inspired made all of these rules and then frequently misused them for power. You are going to start wondering what's really behind what inspired all of that, because there will be 3 instances in your life where that angel card, where you can feel the protection, you can feel the resonance, you can feel the connection. You're going to find that you have so much hard work. There will be joy in work again for you. It will not be toil. It will not be something that you're doing to beat back the hands of an ever cruel world. It will be beautiful and effortless, and you will feel special and magical again. And you will no longer view yourself as half of a whole. You will view yourself as entirely whole within. You hate feeling powerless. Somebody took your power multiple times in different scenarios. You thought this pairing gave you power, but then it turned. And it started making you feel diminished. You will feel that stirring of simply wanting your power again. All right, let's get a Making Magic card. 1 and 2 and 3. What do we got? Sometimes I'm standing up, sometimes I'm sitting down. If you ever hear my, I'm sure the focus on my hands changes differently. I have to check to make sure my camera's still on. Whoa! Wishes come true. Rapid achievements of your dreams and wishes. It's a dream that has been dead for a while. It is a dream that has been dormant. It will almost feel like messengers are coming to you, trying to help it come into being. Like something is whispering in your ear, trying to tell you that there is more than this. There is more, and that you are more. What pleases us most shapes us, and time to replenish. You will recognize the need to prioritize you, and that will be the first sign. The first sign that you need to focus on you. I think for a while you focused on this relationship. Is that leaving your life? Group number 3, it kind of looks that way. Is that permanent? I don't know yet. You need to reclaim you. Does it have to be permanent? It almost certainly is, because you lost your identity to it. And the first sign of being in alignment is that you're going to realize, I miss feeling like me, just by myself. Lots of things are coming into alignment for you. Opportunities are coming to you. And you're afraid. Currently, you're afraid simply because meaningful things have happened and you've never really lived your life that way. You will begin to suspect that there is a divine power. Okay, so group number 3, that was your reading. Hey, if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. If you like this reading, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and I will see you next time. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 4, then this is your reading. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It does help my channel. If you hit the post bell notification, you will be notified every time I post a video. And then if you like the reading, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. This is the Untitled Tarot. It's so beautiful. It will be bringing you your predictive spread, but let's get going with your oracle cards first. I have loved this reading so far. It's been so much fun. I hope your pile continues. Follow what lights you up. Reinvigorated interest is going to be one of your signs. What are the signs that you are coming into alignment with your highest self? And what happens when you're in alignment with your highest self is your divine partnerships can come to you. Does that have to be romantic? No, it does not, but it frequently is. Your community will come to you, your tribe. You will be guided in the directions to utilize the things inside of you that you have always known about. Opportunities will come to you, and you will have strength within and feel part of a flow. That's part of the alignment. All right, Daisy, believe and trust in happiness. You haven't been, and happiness will be coming back to you. You will be feeling more upbeat, more optimistic. Sometimes you look at the state of the world around you, and you know you can do something about it now. Choose the safe harbor for now, security. It's interesting. You have a period of respite, or like a period of rest, it's like a 4 or 5 month period where, like, you know that something is going to change. You start viewing a situation that you're in as being temporary, and knowing that something is coming to you that will utilize your gifts. You'll know that you have a role to play in something, and for a while I think you felt like you were a spectator. You will feel your own power once again. Holy moly, holy crap. Liberation, power, fulfillment, self-attainment. I did not look at that card as I was saying that. You will feel powerful and as if you can make a difference. You will start feeling almost like there's you got a little cheerleading squad inside your head going, you should go for it. What's the worst that'll happen? You live in a pretty secure energy. And again, for about the 4 or 5 month period, this is the only reading that has had a time period with it, by the way. You're staying in place as you start to bring yourself into alignment with the idea that there is something powerful that you are meant to participate in, is something that called to you when you were a younger person. You shelved it because you were trying to, you're not cynical, but you started to view changing anything as unlikely. And you're going to go back to understanding, no, every change, even if it's tiny, changes something that can shift the world. Yeah. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Yep, everything is a part of everything else. You will start viewing it that way. You will see things as being interconnected. Your psychic abilities, like you've got like good instincts, but like you're gonna start being like, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. You're not gonna put it down to coincidence any longer. Mouse, be persistent and incisive and all obstacles will be overcome. And then I have Vanishing Mirror, ego sublimation, hooray. So listen, what the heck is the ego? The ego is all about our wants and desires and our self-reflection that protects the things that, because we don't like to change as human beings. And so ego isn't bad, but it is deceptive about the best that you can be. You will stop needing to retain the vision of yourself that you have had previous to this. Your ego sublimation will be, well, maybe it is time for everything in my life to change. Maybe it is time for me to participate. Maybe I've been telling myself a story about what the world is like because it's just easier and I get to be, it's not as discouraging. I don't think you were ever truly cynical. Your discouragement, like you've been discouraged around some things, is going to, you're going to view it as wasted time. All right, let's keep going. What have I got for pile number 4, please? What's pile number 4's predictive spread? I love this deck so much. The colors in it are so beautiful. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm going to go on 4 for you. Here we go, 4. Group number 4. I always enjoy group number 4. You are the most at peace, usually. The energies in my piles do have a tendency to be reflective of emotional journeys. We are all living in like repeat patterns. It's why general readings like this can reach so many people. The High Priestess in reverse. This is clarity. This is things no longer being confusing. Things make sense when the High Priestess is in reverse. I have the Chariot in reverse. There is something that needs to come to an end, but you're going to, like I said, I've got that 4 to 5 month period. I have the 3 of Cups in the upright. Community, celebration, friendships, allowing more people into your life with the Knight of Cups in the upright is allowing yourself to have optimism again, to dream of a brighter future. You stopped doing that. I have Justice in reverse. That is the divine timing card. A new cycle begins with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Yes, it does. You've got a fair amount of major arcana here. The Wheel of Fortune is the wheel turns. Seasons end, seasons begin. Sometimes things need to fall off in order for new things to come on. And your Wheel of Fortune is turning. And remember, sometimes things leave our lives and then return to them as well. I have the the Hierophant in reverse. This is a non-conforming attitude. This is allowing new things to come to you, to start thinking outside the box, to change things, to change your way of thinking, your way of living, the answers that you've had. It's almost like you think that your life is starting a new book. Like you're in a trilogy and you're writing the trilogy. The Hanged Man in the upright is taking a new perspective on things. It is being in limbo as you gain that perspective. Like I said, got the 4 to 5 month period over and over again. Queen of Pentacles in the upright, that is security, that is the ability to heal, that is the woman of business who is able to also have access to all of her emotions. It's the wifey card, actually. 5 of Pentacles in the upright is worry, concern, anxiety. It can be financial deprivation. With the 5 of Wands in reverse, nope, 5-5 like that is the energy of change. One of the ways that you know that you are coming into alignment is you're going to be urged to change. And you're going to accept the need as being, well, why should it be over now? Maybe if I'm only going to live 15 more years? And like, I don't know why I just get the feeling this pile's older. I'm so sorry because it's like not an insult. It's genuinely not. It's just that fresh starts, new beginnings, you had worn a groove into your life, and now you're thinking, maybe I should just plow a new groove. And that comes out with the Nine of Swords in the upright, which is fears around that, sleeplessness and worry. It is going to take you about 4 to 5 months. You are the only group that has a time frame. It is going to take you about 4 to 5 months to settle into that. You've already received these changes, these signs. Group number 4, I'm not telling you anything new. All the stuff has already happened. It's just that you have to willingly embrace it. I have the Princess of Cups, Prince of Wands in reverse, Princess of Cups in reverse, and then I have the Six of Cups in the upright. That is soulmate energy. That is your tribe. That is your soul family. It can be relationships from the past. It's a nonprofits energy as well. It's generosity. You have not moved forward on something. You don't want to make changes now. Like you think, my life, I'm content. And you forget that you can be joyful. Queen of Cups in reverse is your intuition firing, I told you. With the Queen of Wands in the upright, taking action, making things happen. This is a leader's energy as well. With the Ten of Wands in the upright, you're doing like you need to take a good slow pace on this. It's almost like I'm almost getting this don't shock your system energy. So you're going to be receiving information about making changes. It is going to be about going back to a former version of yourself and almost rescuing that version from a younger time. This is not an 18-year-old's pile by any stretch of the imagination. By the way, there are piles that could be, but this is not. This is a second act energy. Maybe a third. What have I got with the mouse again? Come here. You. Be persistent and incisive, and all obstacles will be overcome. Okay, let's go. Ah! 2 things fell on the floor. I will pick them up. I will be back. I hope I don't accidentally bonk my tripod, which is a little bit wiggly. Get some exercise, which is as your body becomes stronger, you will begin to feel stronger in all ways. Hey, listen, with all those fear and anxiety cards, please do that. Exercise is a miracle for anxiety. It's also a miracle for depression. Express your individuality. Allow your true self to shine because you are awesome. You have to go back to thinking of yourself as being a leader. That is one of the signs of coming into alignment. It's almost like something's knocking on your door like, hey, let us in. It's like something from the past has returned to you. A part of yourself that you shelved as an optimistic, silly dreamer. You will be bringing something to an end that has been, like it's been a mainstay in your life. You'll be pulling up the reins on, I think it's been maybe a career position, and you will be going towards something new again 4 to 5 months from now. Here we go. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3. Believe and trust in happiness. Thorns. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring a positive new future. You are going to have challenges. That's why you're being asked to replenish first. You're already getting the signs. You feel silly sometimes being drawn towards this type of stuff because you're not necessarily the person who's always been into it. You're just not. Like you're kind of the person who can laugh at the idea of spirit guides. And like not in a derisive fashion, like you're actually quite kind about it, but you think it's cute. And you're not thinking it's cute any longer because it's like, I kind of feel like something's trying to tell me something. And you're super grounded with that Queen of Pentacles energy. But you also know that you have leadership ability. Like you know that like when enough poop has gone down and you're like, finally, I've had enough. Everybody follow me. Everybody follows you. But it takes a lot to get you there. Like you don't represent with your power very often because it was a feeling of futility for so long. And that's another sign of it coming into alignment, is just suspecting over and over and over again that like, I'm powerful. I'm supposed to be doing something. I can make a difference. I can change things. It's never too late. I have community, soul tribe energy. 3 cups, community, same exact energy. Victory. Door to romance, good for you. Attachment with adjacent possibilities. Now, what is romance? Is it always like sexual love? Is it always a romantic love? It can be falling in love with your life again. It can be falling in love with another person. I don't have that here. I have a feeling that you have adjacent possibilities there. You don't think of it that way. Like you like everything that you put together. Sure, life can be frustrating or disappointing sometimes, and the greater world can drive you insane. But you, for the most part, like you like who you are. You're very comfortable with you. But you did put aside the idea, like you used to be fireball, and now you're like, yeah, no, I'm just glowing coal. You're gonna catch fire again. Like I said, 4 to 5 months. 4 to 5 months. You barely need to be watching this. You've been getting signs all over the flippin' place to the extent that you're like, I can't get away from them. I think a hummingbird just sat on my head. Like it's like that direct. Wanting to watch this reading was one of your signs. You can't quite believe the universe is talking to you. Rescue with moonlight and coming apart. Don't worry about that. That's tearing things down and cleaning house. Okay, so rescue, you're the rescuer here. Your intuition that you have always like, you're so practical. You're just so practical. Like it is a little bit funny that you're watching this. It has only been within the recent times that you have given this type of thought, any type of thought. You're very here and now human. You're making room for new things. You're making room for the idea that there is something that is trying to talk to you. And like that it's not evidence of encouraging madness. You feel called. You feel called. That's the biggest sign. Is you're starting to suspect that something's trying to call you. All right. You don't have a lot of trauma to heal. Whatever you had, you took care of it, but you're a little anxiety and fear driven. Mostly about the greater world. One enchanted evening, the perfect night. I want one more with that. Fire. The element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. You need to actually ask for more guidance, and you don't. You don't quite believe. You don't quite believe. It's starting to feel like you should. Something keeps happening already. Something keeps happening already. It feels like something special was brought to you, and you kind of can't quite believe it, but yet you also do. Group number 4, you have a very interesting pile because you've already got the signs. You have the least amount of emotional work to do. To come into alignment with your highest self, you simply have to accept that there is a highest self. And then everything transforms. Forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. What the? Very interesting. Resilient. Stay strong as evergreen trees. Whatever challenges you are facing now, they're teaching you something important about you. Your view of you, your view of your part in life, of what life is, at a late stage in your life, a relatively late stage, is expanding. And like sometimes you even like make fun of yourself in your own head about that. Like I am becoming a guru with the age of, like you do. You've got a really good sense of humor. And that has been one of your defense mechanisms your entire life. Hey, so group number 4, what are the signs that you're coming into alignment with yourself? dude, you have them and you know it, and you just keep like checking, like, have I gone inventively crazy? You've not gone inventively crazy. You are being called to something. You have your signs already. Accept it, accept it, accept it. There is more to this world than you can see. All right, group number 4, awesome, awesome, awesome to read for you. I would, if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Accept that magic is real.